Hello everyone and welcome to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the best gaming PC you can build right now with a budget of rupees 50,000. So let's start the video. So let's talk about the CPU first. Now for the CPU I decided to go with the AMD's Ryzen 5 3500. Now it is the latest gen Ryzen CPU which comes with 6 cores and 6 threads and offers great performance for the price. It has a base clock of 3.6 GHz and a maximum boost clock of 4.1 GHz. The Ryzen 5 3500 is compatible with the 300, 400 and even 500 series motherboard, which is a plus. It comes in with a rate stealth cooler which does a great job of keeping the CPU's temperature under control, and since we won't be overclocking, this cooler should be more than enough for the job. However, the Ryzen 5 3500 does not come with its own integrated graphics card, unlike the Intel variant of CPUs, which might be a deal breaker for some, as in order to get a display you do need a graphics card, but we don't have to worry about that over here since we will be installing a graphics card. Now coming to the price, you can get this CPU at Amazon for rupees 11,585 rupees only, which is a steal if you ask me guys. And the link to purchase the CPU will be given down in the description box below. Now when it comes to the motherboard, there are a few options that we can go ahead with. We can pick the ASRock's B450 ATX motherboard, which comes just under rupees 10,000, or we can go with the Gigabits motherboards. The first one being B450M Aorus Elite, which offers a cool design and goes for around rupees 8,950, or we can also use the B450M gaming motherboard, which is the cheapest of them all but not necessarily the worst, and will cost you just around rupees 7,356. All three of these motherboards are 400 series motherboards and hence compatible with our CPU, and all of them comes with 4x DDR4 DIMM slot with a maximum memory capacity of 64 GB, 6 PCI Express 3.0 and 4 PCI Express 2.0. Now as of recording this video, the Gigabit B450M Aorus Elite and B450M gaming motherboard are out of stock. And that being said, if you happen to come across with these two motherboards, feel free to pick the one you feel most comfortable with. But for this video, I chose the ASRock's B450 ATX motherboard. Moving on with the memory, I decided to go with 2 sticks of Corsair's Vengeance LPX 8GB DDR4 memory, which gives us a total of 16 gigs of system RAM. And these sticks will be running at a clock speed of 3000 MHz, which will give us a good performance boost from a CPU and a GPU. These memory sticks does come with a heatsink spreader, which will keep our memory cool and icy while working under load. These memory sticks will put you back around rupees 7,380. Let me give you the reason as to why I decided to go with 16 gigs of system RAM instead of 8 gigs of system RAM. Now I believe we've come to a saturation point where 8 gigs of system RAM is just not enough. Now it might be enough if you're not a heavy user or if you don't game or stream that often, so you might get away with 8 gigs of RAM, but if you're someone who's gaming, nowadays a minimum specification required for a lot of games these days is 8 gigs and the recommended specs come down to 16 gigs of RAM. So I'd prefer going with the 16 gigs variants. However, if for some reason you have certain cost constraints, you can get one stick of this particular RAM and you can wait for a while, save up and then get the other stick of 8 gigs of RAM and then can get a total of 16 gigs of system RAM. I decided to go with Corsair VS550 as the power supply for the build. It is a 550 watt power supply with an 80 plus efficiency rating. It comes equipped with a 120mm fan which operates quietly and keeps the power supply cool. It is a non-modular power supply which goes on around for rupees 3,699 only. For the storage, we've got a couple of options over here at our hand. You can go with a typical hard disk drive, but I believe we've come to a day and age where hard disk drives are just not going to cut it. They're too damn slow and will make your PC feel obsolete even if you've built it just now and it's absolutely brand new. So what is advisable is that we can go ahead with a SSD. Now that is the reason why I've selected the Kingston's Q500 240GB SATA SSD as a primary storage for this build, which is gonna cost you around 2,999. That is a lot cheap than it actually used to be quite a while ago. So I'd say definitely pick up an SSD. And if you do wanna get the storage, what you can do is you can get the SSD first. You can install your Windows and your frequently used apps over here so as to keep the PC performing buttery smooth. And you can use the hard disk drive as the secondary storage, where you can keep all the other games or your files or folders, whatever you want over there. So you can get the capacity of a storage while the speed of an SSD. Now for this build, we've just included the SSD, but if you do want an hard disk drive with this SSD, you can wait for a couple of months down the road, save up, and then get the hard disk drive. Hey guys, before we move on with the GPU, I just wanted to say that if you are enjoying this video so far, please make sure to drop a thumbs up down below, as it would really mean a lot to me, and subscribe to my channel as while you're at it. If you have any questions related to this video or would like me to take up a particular topic, just write that down in the comment section below. I'll be surely to take a look at it. The heart of any gaming PC is its GPU, and for the build I have chosen the Inno3D GeForce GTX 1060 Overclocked Edition, which comes in with 1280 CUDA cores and runs at a base frequency of 1556 MHz and has a maximum boost clock of 1771 MHz. It has a total of 6 GB of GDDR5X VRAM. Now you must be wondering as to why I didn't go with the latest gen graphics card like the 16 series or the RTX series. Well, it's simple really. The price. You can get this 1060 for rupees 14,000, which used to cost around rupees 25 to 26,000 quite a while ago. And the 1650 or the 1650 Ti is gonna cost the same, around 15,000. But they only have 4 GB of GDDR5 VRAM, not even 5X or GDDR6. And GDDR5 is a slower memory interface. Not only that, the 1650 and 1650 Ti has less CUDA cores overall than 1060. So summing all that up, the 1060 was the clear choice, providing you the best value for your money and the best performance you can get for rupees 14,000. Last but not the least, the cabinet for this build. I decided to go with the Corsair 110R mid-tower ATX case, which costs a total of rupees 3,799, and it comes equipped with a 120mm fan and supports up to 5 total 120mm fans or 3 140mm fans. It has an acrylic side panel, so you can always see how everything is going on inside of your computer, or perhaps add some RGB to the build if you will. The other thing I like about this cabinet is its removable dust filters all around, one above, one below and one in front, which not only helps in cleaning your PC, but it prevents excessive dust inside the case in the first place, which prevents the dust buildup and allows for everything running smoothly and keeps the overall temperature down as well. Summing everything up, you get total of rupees 53,547. We did exceed our budget by a little, but if you're really tight on your budget and don't want to exceed rupees 50,000, I suggest you don't get the 16 GB of system RAM right from the beginning and instead get an 8 GB stick, and your system will be up and running, therefore saving your cost there. However, I still stand by my words and would suggest to upgrade to 16 GB of system RAM as soon as possible. And that's about it. This is the best rupees 50,000 PC that I can come up with as of now with the current pricing. Don't forget you guys, all the products that I've discussed in this video will be linked down in the description below, so please check out the Amazon links that I've given. And if you like the video, then again don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Up until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.